Hi there guys, and welcome back to another video. This is going to be roughly how to do a duo on P5 from the drop down. So start off with, go to MD and take one step back, and then onslaught. Use your Excalibur, and then wait. Cancel the onslaught with the Dragon Breath, and then you can sometimes do one or two more abilities depending on the stall. After this, you're going to have 5 blues. When you want to take off your crackling switch, use a couple of defensives to build some adrenaline, and then make sure you have the freedom ready. Obviously, when the first beads come, make sure that you clear beads instantly. Don't worry about the DPS in between, and make sure you're, even if you have to wait and do an auto attack, that's fine. After this, you want to get on, do an auto attack, and use both your bleeds. Then Wild Magic and Gothic Staff spec. In this clip, I don't actually use my Gothic Staff because I'm trying to explain to a viewer on stream how I clear my bleeds instantly, which is the little toggle on the left-hand side of your. I'll just point it out on screen. After you've done your Wild Magic and Gothic Staff spec, obviously then go out and BT and make sure that you use Debilitate when the first blue is fired. Before this, you want to try and time your abilities so that you have Sonic Wave, so that you can Sonic Wave before for the 10% accuracy boost, which helps massively. Depending on the rotation you've done, if you get to 100% adrenaline after this, use a threshold just as the purple bombs come out, and you will then be able to do 2 basics to build back up to Cade. I often hold my Cade for 1 tick so that I Cade on the tick with the blue. It just means that I've got a better chance of Cading the very first blue on reflect. It doesn't always happen, but it's very nice if it does. If when you Cade you're on normal spellbook, make sure you try and debuff Virago on the same time as you Cade, because you can always use a debuff at the same time as using a defensive ability. Then just use shield bashing, D-breath, and your bleeds accordingly before it's off and reflect. After this, your task is basically to get your adrenaline as high as possible, as soon as possible, so that you can Gothic Staff spec and then go straight into a Sunshine and get it out as early as possible. You'll see here that as I do my bleeds, I would often do a Wild Magic in the middle of bleeds if I was an onslaught rotation, but because I'm Sun Adrening, I can hold off, and then I barge back in and go straight into a Sunshine now. Obviously in the Sunshine, do a full set of thresholds and use your Adren pot and just max deeps, to be honest. Try and use tendrils as well just before the reflect. You should have enough time to get all 3 out. Kind of depends a little bit on the stall though. When it is reflect, do 2 or 3 basics, defensives obviously so you don't hit, and then Detto. Now when I Detto, I make sure to hover my hands over my freedom key, so I release Detto, and if I get that first bleed instantly, I can clear it without doing, without tanking it at all, because there is the danger if you Detto D-breath and it doesn't push, say for example your Detto splashes, then you can get that first bleed and it can cause a lot of problems. After this again, it's pretty much the same as you did before, thresh in bleeds and use your own bleeds as well, and then escape out, do Sonic Wave before your Debilitate, and here you'll notice that I get a ring proc on my Debilitate, so that I go straight into an Asphyx, which helps cause the stall. Just manage your Adren. I generally try and get close to 100 as possible before I do my threshold, just in case, because it's really important that you do have Cade. If you don't, it can really cause problems. This is basically just something you'll get better at over time and learn when to judge to do your thresholds, etc. Now depending on when you debilitated in the start before you Caded, you should have Debilitate even back by the second blue of reflect, and this is really good to do because it reduces your pushback massively if you hit it, and as long as your DPS, your partner is doing his bleeds plus a Wild Magic or an Asphyxiate at the time, it might even push back towards you, but it will go straight back again, which is really, really nice. And finally, the last little bit of this rotation then is after you've Caded and you've done your Debilitate, you want to start brewing up to full health, because this is the rotation you're going to onslaught, and you're going to onslaught obviously straight after bleeds as you did the first time. However, this time your partner, because as you can see I'm close to the end, your partner is going to Cade on the blues that you would normally Debilitate. This is really effective because you can basically push it 3 squares, and then by the time the purple bombs come out, you can just maul. As you see here, it's on maul spot, he waits for the blue to hit him, and then obviously purples come and he just runs in and mauls it. Hopefully this kind of rough guide as to what an ideal phase 3 would be, and you can have much faster than this. You can obviously have a lot slower. The main rotations are the same, you just need to repeat them. It gets harder and harder to recover the longer the kill is, but if you have a good first or first 2 pushes, you'll be absolutely fine. Generally, if you're not as good at it as well, you will find that you have slower and less push on the sun rotations, whereas Onslaught it's very kind of, you just click it and wait and you're guaranteed push every time. Please do also realize that this will take more practice than you think. It does make it look very easy when you just know what you're doing, and it's slowed down as it was on screen. But do practice it and you'll get the hang of it, and then hopefully it should help you guys with your Duros. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Want you to notice the one and I know this perfect soulmate. I want to show my best friend. She's my life, my happy end in hard times.